Really blessed to know him and learn from the example he set day in and day out. Garry touched so many lives in such a positive way, whether he was working or not, and this world will miss him very much.
For the second time in just the last few months, the Zoneton Fire Department in Louisville had to say goodbye to another longtime colleague and friend. Battalion Chief Garry Key died following his battle with COVID-19. He's the second Zoneton chief to die from the virus in as many months. Chris Williams joins us from the fire department, where the community also gathered to say goodbye along Preston Highway.
Some who stood in the cold and wind to honor Chief Key only knew the man by his reputation. For others, there was a personal, heartfelt reason to be here. But for many, this moment was also to send a message to the men and women who continue his watch. The old red fire truck chugged under the flag. People stood at attention, honoring the man whose service to this community included time spent at this fire department and as a deputy at the courthouse. Not everyone on this route knew Garry Key, but they took time to be here.
And just to pay my respects to what I consider a fallen hero.
For some, this was the second time standing along this route recently.
One's too many, but two's really something.
Really something the men and women of the Zoneton Fire Protection District would rather not have to do ever again. For Kelly Schuff, the moment was personal and bittersweet.
My one last goodbye to Mr. Key, who has always had a smile on his face and greeted us with kindness and a loving heart every time we were able to get with him.
The Keys cared for her before she was old enough to go to kindergarten. She grew up with the chief's son. Today, she brought her own son to pay their respects and deliver a message to those carrying the chief to his final resting place.
And their stoicism going through this twice in as many months shows how much they are striving to do the best what's for our community, because they are grieving, their hearts are broken. And to be able to keep getting up in the morning and being a service to our community with that grief on their hearts is, it touches all of us that they're able to do that.
Despite the heartbreak, it's a promise these firefighters intend to keep, not just to Chief Key and to Chief Orkies, who died before him, but to the men and women who live in this community who rely on them to keep them safe. At the Zoneton Fire Department, Chris Williams, WHAS 11 News.